Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. We're here and we're back again on a Thursday for some Sorare deadline action. Sadly, Harry the Man Trades cannot be with us today. He's been detained by US. He's been detained by the US, and we'll hopefully get him back free out of Guantanamo Bay over the next couple of days. But yeah, he's still got his phone in the jail cell. He's still got his phone, so we can still hear from Harry live from being processed on his way to Guantanamo, I think. Good to see you, mate. And let us... That's it, indeed. Let us know where you're at with your teams, where you are coming into the game week as well, because it's not just... pray for Harry on this one. Make sure he's okay. We've got a full game week to get stuck into. MLS Club World Cup is heating up, as well as a bunch of contender action. But later today, we have the further revelations around Sorare 26. That'll be happening at 4 p.m. UK time, 5 p.m. Central European time. And we will be live here on the channel an hour and 15 minutes thereafter. There's going to be a blog, or podcasts in French and in American at Laird's channel and at Fork's channel with people from Sorare to go through the actual announcement itself. And we will be here after that to pick over the bones and go over everything that's happened in the announcement. So thanks everyone that's joining us live on this one. If you're watching this after we've been live, make sure to hit the notification bell, hit subscribe, all that good stuff. The links to Harry's channel, in case you're missing Harry and you want to give him some support from Guantanamo Bay, you can go and subscribe to Harry Trades as well if you've not done so already. But we'll be back later today at point of me saying this in about 3 hours time. So busy day. Lots to get stuck into, like a dog eating beetroot. And it feels like it's a NYC week this week. So I'm getting hyped up for the game week. I'm getting buzzing. And how is so we've also how could I forget? Sorry, but we've got very sad news today that we've lost a hero of modern day Premier League football. Diego Jota has befell an awful tragedy that's claimed the life of him and his brother. And thoughts, respect, and prayers go to him and his very young family. As you can see, it's all across the internet. And it's a sore one to take that, especially when you've got. I don't know if I want to say especially, but when you do have children of your own, there's an extra level, I think, of sympathy that goes into these types of situations when they happen. It's something I've noticed in my life. Certainly, you can feel a bit more empathy towards these things, just with maturity. But also when you've got like kids of your own, you can imagine the parents involved, like his mum and dad or whatever, as well as the kids he has. So thoughts and prayers go to the Jota family. And I think everyone is quite in unison that Liverpool should be retiring that shirt for the lad. Premier League winner, Champions League winner, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure he's been there for all this stuff, hasn't he? So, yeah, thoughts and prayers with him and the family. But yeah, fist bumps on arrival to everyone else. Been a long time, Quinny. How have you been, Mason Miller? It's been a wee while, mate. I'm good. Thanks for asking. I hope you're doing well as well. Harry Fletcher. I thought this was Harry's alt account at first, so that ICE didn't know he was still on the internet. But yeah, Sorare 26 is upon us. Good to see you all in the house, of course. Fist bumps on arrival. And Charlie Dunbar has been a member for 36 months, and he's got the little Hakimi badge now, which is a buzz. So good to see you all joining us live and loud. All of our lineup projections on the show are powered by Predictify, as you probably know already. Predictify gets experts across world and European football to give us the predicted lineups so that when we're picking our Sorare fantasy teams, we've got the best intel available to us when we get to the deadline. If you want to get your own account on Predictify, you can tailor make it around, whatever regions you want to use. If you want full access to all the leagues and clubs available, whatever you do get, use code Quinny Harry. You can see at the bottom of the screen here. It goes a long way to supporting the deadline show. Me, Harry Trades, everything that we get stuck into. So, yeah, without any further ado, I think we'll just get stuck straight into it like a dog eating beetroot. Predictify is spelt as you see it here on screen. So, yeah. So I think Alonso is back. So the Gold Cup is in America, isn't it? So he's not really had to travel or anything like that. We've seen how quickly Seattle came back to MLS business. Obviously, it's an entire club, but I've got Alonso in my teams, certainly. And yeah, we'll see how that rocks and rolls. Been good. Got 10th in MLS. Oh, nice, mate. Well done. Well done. And good afternoon, Palmer. Good to see you. Smash the like button, guys. Jump into the live chat and let me know if you got anything on this game week. Are you looking forward to the announcement later on? What do you expect to come out from it? And or what do you hope comes out of it? All that good stuff. Let it be known. And we'll have this as maybe a bit of an appetizer towards the main course that we're going to get from the announcement and the reaction blogs on this channel and across the community. All the Canadians back in the building this week after they got knocked out. Nice. Quite a surprising knockout for Canada as well. Against, was it Guatemala? Quite a surprising one. We're just going to click through the contender guys first because there's just bits and pieces in here alongside the J, and yeah, just alongside the J. So we've got a wee bit of Elitissa in action. The Norwegian lads play all the way through the summer because of their Arctic Circle geography. And yeah, we've got 3 teams here to have a wee gander at. Some cards involved, which is cool. And 3 of the bigger teams in Norway, Rosenborg, Molde, and Bodo Glimt. And this Rosenborg team, by the way, looks very different without Broholm, without Naipan. I think they've lost someone else or sold someone else. Maybe somebody's injured, but team is quite well changed. And it looks a little bit different. We'll do J-League last. We'll just click through the odds and sods. We've got LDU Dequito here on screen. Brian Ramirez, the cheat code striker, who's really a defender. Striker. Universidad Católica. Gary Medel. Oh, I wonder how Medel has been scoring. I think we've looked at this before. I don't think he's actually been super prolific, has he? A guy that should be tripling his face out, you would think. Yeah, not really. But yeah, that's funny to see wee Medel still running riot. And that's one of the things I really love about the contender region this year is some of the old golds that kind of lies around the place. Obviously, I've been using my Falcao and a few guys like that. Vidal and whoever as well. So good to see Medel is still at it himself. And we're just clicking through the Peruvian stuff now. Some bits and bobs here before we get to Universitario. And Chile, we did Chile. Yeah, we did all that. Awesome. So it's just on to the J-League now. Loving it. Now, J-League's got a full list here, and this is the last game of the J-League before their mid-season break. And when they get to their mid-season break is normally when they sell people into Europe. So some of those moves have kind of been somewhat announced already. We'll touch on 1 or 2 of them, ones that I'm aware of as we go through the teams, but expect more action to follow thereafter. Machida Zelvia here at home at Shimizu S-Pulse. It should be a good game for Tanny Boy. Shimizu S-Pulse lined up as you see here. Yuya Oki, I didn't know he was the keeper there. It's news to me. Fagiano Okahampton. Arturo Isaka last week, double decisive, is back with a bang. So good to see that. Sven Broderson. I seen he got a bit of a mention in kicker as being one of the best Germans abroad within scale of the league he's in and whatever. So yeah, fun little team there. Then at home at Sanfrecce Hiroshima, who are like 5th in the table or something like that. This will be a real test. Do not recognise Kinoshita up front or Matsuki Kato. These seem to be new players to me, certainly. But like I say, I'm not totally across the J-League as much as I once was nowadays. Cerezo Osaka at home to Gamba Osaka. It's a nice little Osaka derby here to take us into the break. Ryo Nishio. Yeah, there's a few good guys here. Lucas Fernandez, obviously Andrade. I'm biased on that one. And then the Gamba team is pretty good as well. I do not recognise Hummit here up front, but Usami, Shuto Abe, Junichi Mori. Yeah, there's a bunch of guys here. But Suta, I knew there was somebody bigger. There we go. Some key names, some star boys in the J-League. Kashiwa Reso take on Tokyo. And Koizumi has been on good form for them. And Koga has been a bit of a revelation at centre-back, hasn't he? Formerly a fullback. And they take on FC Tokyo, who have had Take Kubo training with them this week. As you guys will probably know, the European-based Japanese players tend to go back to Japan for a wee bit of fun, a wee bit of training with their homegrown teams in the European off-season. And we've seen Take on the training pitches with the Tokyo boys. So they might be extra buzzed up, a wee bit of world-class flair coming into the training camp. Might just give them an extra little push. He might even be at the stadium for this game as well. This Kashif guy was a real baller at some point. I've not really seen him about recently, but when you look at that, Morishige, Schultz, I'm not too sure about the right back, but he's got a Hanover kit here. This looks like a pretty strong defense, and they've just brought back Kim Sung-gyu, the former Korean number 1. I used to have him when he was at Kashiwa. He went to, I don't think he went to Saudi. I think he went to Dubai or Qatar or something like that. He's back. I think that's him anyway. He's just got a weird coloured shirt, but I'm pretty sure that's the same one that I'm thinking of. So, interesting defence there. Kashiwa, Kawasaki Frontale and Kashima Antlers. This is a bit of a Sorare derby, as it were. Both these teams have produced many a fine card in it over the years. And yeah, it doesn't look like Celtic target Shin Yamada is in the reckoning here, which is a positive sign if you want him to sign for Celtic. Kota Takai on his way to Tottenham, apparently, will be playing, will probably be his final game. Wakazaka in the number 10, as you would expect. And then they're taking on the Antlers with Ogawa back in at left back. Hayakawa is in goals. And Yuma Suzuki out wide, Leo Chiara up front. Decent team. Kyoto Sanga are at home to Albrecht Nagata. Kyoto, I don't really think there's anyone of note here, is there? And Albrecht Nagata, they will not be playing Celtic bound in Amura, who is all but confirmed at this point to be coming to the hoops. So, that's their team besides that. Nagoya Grampus are at home to Tokyo Verde. Nagoya was showing Agaki in the building. I knew they had somebody pulling the strings for them. And Tokyo Verde, Kosuke Sato, I think I might just be getting him mixed up with someone else. But yeah, there we go. Vidoto, who I know is a bit of a budget keeper for a lot of you guys. We then have Vissel Kobe taking on Shonan Belmar. Yosuke, just call me Gucci. Gucci, running the show in the engine room there. He's on some pretty decent form. Rikito Hirose is a defender, by the way, a defender card on Sorare. So I wonder how he's been scoring if he's been playing left mid. That could be interesting. Again, I won this guy super rare. I don't know how long ago. It's the only reason I'm really aware of him. It's hard to see if it's made much of an improvement. He's been quite even if we scroll all the way back, like he's been a fine fullback, like back here. I don't know if this winger situation has really made a difference or not. But an interesting detail we've just caught there. And they take on Shonan Belmar, who do not have Jonosuke Suzuki, who is confirmed to be on his way to Copenhagen, as most of us like to call them. Probably the star defender alongside Kota Takai in the J-League. And it looks like all the good defenders in the J-League are going to be leaving in this window. So maybe goals galore in the second half of the season. And then we have a Yokohama derby. We've got Yokohama FC at home to Yokohama F. Marinos. And Ichikawa's in goal. I don't really recognise many of the other guys here, to be quite honest with you. And Yokohama F. Marinos, we know a lot of these guys, a lot of household names when it comes to Sorare scouts and managers, particularly across the front line here. I'm not sure about Jason Quinones. It's a new name on me, as well as Thomas Jock Deng. Again, another new name on me, but there you go. That's the J-League. That was Contender. Good luck to you all. I've got one wee Contender team myself this game week, and I am not holding my breath on it, but I could do all right. Let's just zoom out the magnification here. It's a little bit. Oh, no, sorry. That's game week. I beg your pardon. I don't remember picking Wanalano. But yeah, this is what I'm looking at setting up with for Contender. I've got one D1 entry. Tani's got a good game. Arriaga and Ruiz are kind of the best shouts, both in decent fixtures. Captain Asaka and Andrade with that big multiplier with a collection bonus. Should hopefully do some damage for us. Not holding my breath, but it's quite an open region. So being in D1, it's a good week to shoot your shot, is the way I'm thinking of it. If we go into the continental competition, we've got the FIFA Club World Cup here. We're at the quarterfinal stage. We've got Fluminense taking on Al Hilal. Once we've done the Club World Cup, before we get to MLS, I'll catch up with the live chat because it is flying away right now. Good to see you all here. Please do smash the like button. It just helps YouTube know we're having a good time. We're getting on with the show. And they might find some more scouts and managers to come and hang out with us to get some of that last minute intel. But I think this is going to be probably for the neutral, maybe the most ferocious game to watch. Fluminense have been really tearing it up in the Club World Cup, exceeding expectations, and they will see playing Al Hilal as the best chance they could have had to get their way to the semi-final before facing Chelsea to then maybe get to the final. So both of these teams will really have one eye on the tournament tree here, and Fluminense, with that Brazilian quality and grit, will probably fancy their chances. Al Hilal, who have got the ex-Champ Euro All-Stars in their midst, as it were, will not be worried, will not be scared. Simone Inzaghi, having recently just taken Inter Milan to the Champions League final, will feel he's tournament ready, as it were, to get the most out of the likes of Malcolm, SMS, Ruben Neves, João Cancelo. Apparently Mitrovic has now been deemed by Inzaghi to be surplus to requirements. He'll be sold, so he may be coming to a European league near you. Let's see if he makes it off the bench. We've got Palmeiras at home to Chelsea, who have been spending, both these teams spend buckets of money, but, I wouldn't be surprised if there was an upset here and Chelsea got eliminated just with the amount of moaning, and rightfully so in some cases, Enzo Maresca's been making, and some of the other kind of situations we've had with European teams in this competition against the Brazilians. Wouldn't really surprise me. This defence, I don't think Palmeiras will be scared of. It will just all be about keeping Chelsea out and can they win some of those midfield battles. Richard Rios has really made a big name for himself in this tournament. I'd be very surprised if he didn't end up in the Premier League when it's all said and done this summer. So yeah, watch out for that one. PSG Bayern Munich should be a slobber knocker, as kids of my generation will will kind of resonate with. Strong team, best 11, undoubtedly. 50-50 on Fabru, 50-50 on Bradley Barcola, but everyone else is pretty nailed on. Bayern Munich have got a pretty strong team coming into this. Jamal Musiala has been unveiled as the new number 10 after Leroy Sané has been shipped out to Fenerbahce. He's now made his move permanent. He's away to Turkey now to get ready for their pre-season. This looks quite full strength when it comes to Bayern as well. This could be if Bayern Munich, whenever they exit this tournament, Thomas Muller's Bayern Munich career will also come to an end. So Muller from the bench, Muller in extra time, Muller in penalties is something I'll be paying attention to. I've put him in a team with a wee Bayern stack just for a bit of fun. As you can see with the yellow squares, I've got a few pieces in this one. But against PSG, you're not expecting too much, are you? It will be a battle of the Titans here, clash of the Titans. Real Madrid, Borussia Dortmund has that classic Champions League kind of aura around it. I think when these guys meet in Champions League, it's never really dull. But this is Xabi Alonso's Real Madrid, which has went through some severe evolutions. The boy Garcia up front has been an absolute revelation. Might not start this game. It looks like it'll be Mbappe. But Arda Güler has nailed a place in this team, by the way. And any of you guys out there that were picking up Arda Gülers in any time and you've still got them, you must be rubbing your hands together right now. Seeing him in a midfield alongside Bellingham and Valverde, it just gives him absolute license to create. And then that supporting cast, the likes of Trent and Housen, even Tchouameni, went through a nice evolution under Alonso in this tournament already. So Real Madrid are a bit weird, but not to be written off. Dortmund, yeah, I think this is full strength, isn't it? I don't think there's anything in here. Minus Schlotterbeck, who's injured, of course, but Girassi, Brandt, Adeyemi, Nemeka and Gross in the engine room, the wide players, it's pretty much as good as they go. And I think Dortmund will be quite happy they've reached the quarterfinals money-wise. It'll be a worthwhile exercise for them. Weak Palmeiras defence with lads suspended. Fair enough. I've just seen these guys and I just assumed they were the kind of starters. I've not been paying attention to... No, I've not been paying attention, but I've not been like fully cognizant of everyone's best 11, that sort of thing. Sané will now miss sitters in Galatasaray. I don't think so, by the way. I think Sané is elite. Like, I'm a huge Leroy Sané fan, and I think he'll be a bit gutted that he's going to Turkey. I think when the dust settles on it, he'll probably just think to himself, I should have just taken a pay cut and stayed at Bayern. But Dortmund Bellingham is suspended. Oh, yeah, of course. We're not going to get the brotherly head-to-head there, of course. I forgot about that detail. Love the catch there. Galatasaray it was, of course, not Fener. Do we know when the new cards will be released? Josh, it's normally, what was it last year? Was it like a month before match day 1, or was it like 3 weeks? But there's normally a good amount of heads up, you know. So I would be thinking, oh, do you know, I'll tell you exactly when they'll come out. See this timer? That's when they'll come out. I think this will be day 1 of early access cards. Maybe just for the champ guys, because I know Belgium and Denmark start a bit earlier. Or maybe they start right in line from today's date with this. But I think this will be when early access cards go on, is when the loyalty boxes cash out, which is in exactly 28 days from now. Personally. But yeah. Oh, yeah, of course. Estevao against Chelsea. That'll be fun to see for the Chelsea fans. See him up close and personal, how he does against their defenders. Lagerbielke and Dorgales from Nordisland transferred to Braga. Oh, both of them have went to Braga. Interesting, by the way. Lagers will do well there, I think. I'm looking forward to it as well. Hopefully more about arenas as well. I think like the consensus is that arenas, they're probably shaping... And I spoke about this in my announcement breakdown, where I remember last year where they're like, All-Stars gone permanently, but it will be used frequently. And I remember the reaction, the freak out about that. And it's essentially never really went away, and it's been reinstated. I think arena might be that sort of vibe as well, where it's like I don't want to spend on essence to play games, but I think there'll be so much essence going around for arena entries, like however much that amount will be. It's probably not even a big deal to anyone. So I think arenas is a big lever for them this season. Careful with the Yanks. They're showing 0% on site as their MLS games. Yeah, so if I've noticed this as well with Matt Freeze, he's on his 0%, but that's really for the Toronto game rather than US Mexico, which we'll pop on screen here before we get into MLS itself. But yeah, this team's been really good for the most part, despite Mauricio Pochettino being at the helm. They've just about managed to get through all of their opponents. This will be the biggest test for them as well. And yeah, who do we cheer for in this one? I don't know if I'm half American, so I really should be cheering for America, but I really can't handle Pochettino. I really don't want him to win something. Just personal, you know. Uh, no real reason to not like the guy or anything, but I just think he's so overrated. And if he went, I would love him not to win the Gold Cup with America because I think that would just be chef kiss. July 27. Yeah, well, yeah. So that timer doesn't fit in with Belgium. Belgium starts in 3 weeks. FF Thinker and Germ are educating me on in the chat. So yeah, that'll probably be Champion Euro early access. I think those boxes will pop and it'll be the majority of Europe, if not Champ Euro leagues, especially. Taki wants to be anywhere but Sociedad. Yeah, you can say that again. I think he's desperate for a move, and I think your boys Charlie would be great to go and get him. I know you were telling me yesterday it's Alanga's the main link, but I think and again, there's a Newcastle video you've seen we've kind of drafted up or whatever. I think Newcastle need that X factor player to come into the team now because they've got such great work ethic, such great structure to the team, the squad, the tactics. They just need another player that could do what all the good players can do, but they kind of do it in bits. You need someone that's just got a bit more of that in their bag. And Take, Xavi Simons, I think somebody like that would do great in black and white. So anyway, guys, we come to MLS. We've got a full roster of games to go through here. We're 34 minutes to the deadline. Do I have another team I maybe want to show you before we get into MLS? I'm just trying to kind of do this in tandem. Yeah, so this is I've got 2 All-Star lineups. And Aranguiz missed the last game, so I'm a little bit nervous on playing him, but I just thought, screw it. They're playing top of the league. He should be drafted in for this one. I mentioned Mueller. I could probably play somebody more likely to start than Mueller, more likely to score than Mueller. But I just thought, screw it. Let's just put a Bayern little stack together. And if Bayern get the upset, I'm sure Mueller will be involved. All these other guys will start. So we'll just cross our fingers and see how we do with it. And then we've got Cancelo making his FC Barcelona debut alongside Aranguiz. And then we've got JFR, Johnny fucking Russell, 2 decisives in 2 games in a row. RS Centre at home to St. Louis. You've got to be captaining JFR on this one. And Julian Fernandez, and I love extra Julian Fernandez. He's not quite clicked in yet, but I'm getting, from watching him this year, I'm getting big Castellanos vibes. I remember watching Castellanos when he was first at NYC. It's probably a good segue into this anyway. Before he became prolific, and things weren't like shots weren't hitting the back of the net, attempted assists weren't becoming assists, but the stuff he was doing, the technique, the vision, you could tell he had gears to go up. And it feels like Julian Fernandez is in that kind of zone at the moment where he's doing well without excelling, but he's very close to just breaking through a little progression bar kind of situation. And I think he'll be a real hot to trot player. NYC at home to Toronto, generally get a good head-to-head. And the team has been a lot better over recent weeks. Tavon Gray is yellow card suspended. Tanasevic, if Ilinic is fit, I think Ilinic starts. Tanasevic is a bomb scare. I don't think the manager's a big fan of him. So I think Ilinic, if he's fit, starts. I don't know why he's only 20% here. This is just a kind of head-to-head on stuff. But the rest of the team pretty much picks itself. Andres Perea has been very impressive whenever I've watched him. Ojeda is okay. A little bit further behind Fernandez, I think. Wolf has got his act together, and the main goal scorer is back in the building. So, good-looking team for NYC. They take on Toronto, who have now just relieved themselves of Insigne and Bernadeschi. And Bernadeschi looks to be signing for Bologna to join Ciro Immobile. In-season jersey mint. Special edition for decent value. Who's that we're talking about? Johnny Russell, I'm guessing. Vickers is not out, Boyson. That Daily Record report was a whole load of hot air. If you check out Seltzer here, news feed, we've already had an article out kind of myth busting that, as it were. XP scam? XP spam? What's that? It would be fitting into the Club World Cup by getting one last DNP. I've had a Velez Julian Fernandez card for years. I think that's a rookie, isn't it? It's one of those nice, the first MLS season we got busts. It's that season. I know it's a Velez card. It's not MLS, but nice card. Is that a forward or a mid? I think this forward is the one to have, personally. Dallas take on Minnesota. They've got all three of Quinny's boys in here. We've got Seb, Da Boy, Legit in the engine room. Lucho Acosta pulling the strings. Pedrinho looking to get in on the action as well. And I've kind of got a little accidental Dallas play here. They take on Minnesota, who are no pushovers. Harry is a big fan of Minnesota whenever he's on here going through the deadline show, talking about how they've been doing. And that'll be a tough one. Colorado take on Kansas. And the Colorado team kind of looks the same as we've seen it in recent weeks. Harry's favourite boy, Sam Vines. Starting in the left back. I was going to make another joke about Harry, but I couldn't think about another one to do with his detainment and maybe that's what I was going to. The thread I had for a joke in there, I've not quite managed to capture it, is like Harry is the Liver King and Sam Vines is Joe Rogan. If you don't get that reference, don't worry about it. It's no big deal. But if you do get it, it's funny. It could be funny if I said it well. Kansas City, again, very similar team. Not much change, not much room for manoeuvre with them. Manu Garcia, Eric Tommy, two good ball players in the middle here. Not too sure about this Bartlett kid, but if he can tackle and move the ball on, a good player to have in the middle of those two, certainly. And we know what the front three is all about for Kansas. And we know Stefan, and whatever. This could be goals galore. Both teams to score. LA Galaxy take on Vancouver. And this is pretty much the same team we've seen from the Galaxy over the last couple of matches. No major surprises or absentees as far as I can tell. And then when we look at Vancouver, they should be getting some Canadians and stuff back, but none that are really hitting the thing here. No Ali Ahmed, no Jaden Nelson. Pedro Vite is nailed on. Berhalter and Gold is still out the picture. Strong team. Tough game for both. It's a rookie card. I love that. Seeing as you're a bit of a NYCFC expert, what are your thoughts on Zidane Yanez? Never seen him play, but I'm curious. He's very highly rated internally. He started to play. There's a bit of a tug of war going on with him at the moment with, I think it's the Chilean youth national setup and the American youth national setup. Maximo Carrizo is the next guy that's going to get chances. I don't think Zidane Yanez is quite there yet. I think it would need a big injury crisis, or he would really need to start super excelling for him to kind of break the order of the squad as I've seen it so far. But Maximo Carrizo, very highly rated American Youth International. He's been in squads. He's debuted this year. And Zidane Yanez, I don't think he's made the bench this year, but there was quite a public tug of war on youth international status not too long ago. So definitely highly thought of in some circles. I've got two of his cards, I think. Charlotte take on Orlando. Excuse me. No Zaha. That means Abada goes on to the left. That could be brilliant, by the way. That could be really good. But Giorno, who's normally the striker? It's not that guy, is it? Pep Biel is there. Brant Bronico, Ashley Westwood, Jaquil Marshall-Rutte. Again, very good fullback. And Kalina, probably best goalkeeper in the league still. Taking on Orlando, who's a team that I've been a big admirer of this year. The squad that they've built, the results they've been getting. No Muriel from the start. Ramiro Enrique looks to play this one. But otherwise, the midfield five is all the guys you would expect. Very reliable in that regard. Schlegel in for Brecalo. Oh, no, Brecalo's in at left back, I beg your pardon. No Santos for some reason. Cincinnati take on Chicago. Big Joe. Cincinnati take on Chicago. And, Kai Kamara and Denke. That is just Fox in the box, double attack, double barrel, akimbo shotguns, Modern Warfare 2 style, with Evander supplying them, Oriano and Yedlin in the wide areas. This is a really nice Cincy team at home. but Chicago have been no pushover. They've not been completely airtight convincing this season for injuries, suspensions, random weddings to attend, whatever else has went on. But when you look at their best 11, it is hard to write them off against many opponents. Obviously, they're kind of lacking in goals at the moment. They are away, but yeah, this is a tough one. I don't think you pick your Cincy guys with a lot of confidence that they'll get a clean sheet or have a super dominant victory. I can see this being a high scoring draw. DC United take on Atlanta. Both teams that hate to defend and can barely attack while they're at it. Yeah, we've got Benteke back. We've got Peglo back. So that may be a bit of an upgrade situation for DC. Atlanta United have got, yeah, it's pretty much as a full strength team as I would think anyway. Bit of a change of shape as well. And like I said, defensively this year they've been pretty nightmarish to say the least. Montreal Impact got a surprise victory on NYC last week. And yeah, a very similar team with Clark coming back in that played last week. This Prince Ose Owusu was quite impressive. Dante Sealy was quite impressive when I seen him as well. They take on Inter Miami, who have been eliminated from Club World Cup action. Suarez and Messi are in the last 6 months of their Miami contracts, so it'll be really interesting to see how much vigor they play with, especially right off the back of the Club World Cup, Leagues Cup right around the corner. Probably the last matches of Suarez. It's hard to imagine him signing for a different team now at this point, isn't it? It's probably a swan song. Austin are at home to LAFC. Austin team, no Eli Sanchez. Otherwise, very recognisable team. Mikel Dessler, now, this guy is not, I don't think he's played that much this year, but early this year, I've seen a good bit of Austin. This is a guy that played centre-back for Toulouse. I won his Toulouse card. It's the only reason I'm really aware of him. Yeah, he's just coming back in now. This guy at right-back, for me, is a very good budget defender. Emphasis on the word budget. Good European-level guy. For being a centre-back in stature, travels across the pitch well. And if he's fit and available and back into the team, a classic is 50p. An in-season special edition, £4. I think if you're after a budget MLS defender, Austin at home are good. They've got a good goalkeeper. They've got generally a good defensive record for the most part. I know Biro is Biro is maybe the kind of headline defender on the team, but Dessler was one of my shouts early season for a budget defender. So good to see he's back. Thought I would kind of highlight him there for you all. Oh, Dillerson, will this be his debut? Obviously, we've had Giroud return to France to go and do the Burak Yilmaz shift for Lille. Chanot, 45-55. Rest of the team's pretty nailed on, isn't it? Hollingshead, Buanga and co. We then have Nashville at home at Philly. This is a big game, by the way. Big game. Sam Surridge running riot at the moment. Hani gets all the Fanny Mukhtar. Edward Tagsev in the engine room. Andy Nahar, one of the peak defenders of the season. No Zimmerman. Willis is still there. Take on Philly. And Philly, I heard this recently, right? But Philly have got like a bottom 5, bottom 8 spend in the league on wages and stuff like that. And they're one of the best teams for overperforming on that regard. No Quinn Sullivan in this one. Ben Bender. Didn't realise they got him, but fair enough. Bedoya in at right back is interesting. I wonder how he scores at right back. Because he's a midfielder that gets possession. You imagine he's inverting in that kind of shape. Without super examining it, I don't think there's anything obvious to dig into there. Let's see how it goes. Glesnes, Wagner, Blake. Good kind of lineup for the most part, but certainly not a vintage Philly team. Could be a really good Nashville game, actually, this one. Clean sheet and a 1 or 2-0 win. Could be nice. RSL take on St. Louis. We've got Johnny fucking Russell on to play. No Diego Luna. He's still on international duty, of course, as well. But the rest of the team looks as full strength as it's going to get, I suppose, isn't it? And they take on St. Louis, who don't play every defender on their roster nowadays. Not got my boy Kessler in the fold, but Burki is there. Hartel in the engine room. Klaus up front. I think RSL. I'm biased now because I've got Russell. I used to hate RSL on these shows. What? When you've got JFR in the ranks, it changes things, doesn't it? The Timbers take on New England. Krapau back in the building. Shara back in the building. David Pereira da Costa is playing, as well as Felipe Mora. Santiago Moreno as well. New England, the world revolves around Carlos Gil in the middle of the solar system here. No surprises there. We got into the Quakes. They are taking on the Red Bulls of New York. This is, pardon me, I was kind of fighting that wee one back there. Pardon me. This is kind of as full strength in the attacking bits as we've seen San Jose since that early season form. So maybe a wee bit of a return to that could be in the offing. Red Bulls are hot on the tail. It sounds like if you're signing Timo Werner, would be a huge move for them, a huge upgrade potential. Best choice defense looks to be here. And yeah, Sofo's fine, Endelman's fine, Forsberg and Choupo-Moting, the talisman, Serge and Goma, the wonder kid. So nice little outfit. Away to Earthquakes. Really tough game to call. Watch way that goes. Then we've got San Diego, who are getting back to full strength. Lozano's there, Dreyer, still Valakari in the engine room. There's somebody else missing because this Elowski guy isn't one I'm terribly familiar with. But Tverskov is there, McVeigh is back, McNair maybe not. Bombino over Negri again into Santos in goals. They take on Houston, who look decisively crap. Sorry, any Houston fans out there. But they've been kind of, I'm also a wee bit sore as well. They beat NYC recently against the run of play, so maybe there's a wee bit of bitterness coming out there. Seattle at home to Columbus. This is a big MLS clash, if ever I've seen one. Wonder why this Tolu still doesn't show up that I own him. That's interesting. Same with Alex Rodan and Obed Vargas, but there you go. All the main guys are playing. They're at home. This is a big, big game, top of the table. And yeah, both teams are at full strength. We are 20 minutes to the deadline. That is MLS. I'll show you what I've got rocking and rolling for MLS this game week. And then I'll take a wee pause for the cause, grab a breath, and see what you guys are saying in the chat. If I've done anything incredibly wrong, feel free to let me know. But I've got 2 D1 in-season entries that have full 5 in-season players, which is lovely. I've went double forward on the flex team here with Fernandez and Wolf. That was before I was certain on the return of Alonso Martinez here. But all the same, I think Alonso doesn't get big AA, although he's a decisive magnet. So I'm going to stick with the tactics I've went for here. And then with the other D1 team, Alonso Martinez is a really good striker to have. Burke Risa is a fine enough defender. And then double mid, Acosta and Brian Gutierrez were all about it. That means that, again, Gutman away to Cincy. I just didn't want to put him in D1. So he can go into D2 with Leggett, with Hack and Pedrinho. But as I'm looking at this, I'm actually going to change it to Captain Dubois. I don't know why it was Captain Hack. Captain Dubois Leggett. So yeah, that's how I'm feeling for in-season. Pedrinho could start. Like, for a budget roster, like, I think this is a pretty hot set of teams, to be honest with you. Elowski has been touched by the Batistuta spirit. Oh, what does that mean? Elowski season bought mine for 86p. Wow. Is he that good? The spirit of Batistuta. Wow. Yeah, he's been up in price. Wow. GG's. Jesus, I didn't realize he got all 4 of those goals. Wow. Fair play. Fair play to any that have scouted him, by the way. That is a great shout. So Risa, yeah, I like Risa enough. He's good for a random decisive. I don't think NYC can see a lot, especially with no Bernadeschi or Insigne. For Classic, we've kind of got a Seattle play, we've got a New York play, and then we've got a kind of pick and mix selection here. All Classics are in D2. Imagine I got all 3 of them riding high on the leaderboard. That would be good fun, wouldn't it? And just kind of trying to go for known strength and quality and just cross our fingers, XP and all that kind of stuff balances out for us. And then we've got our limited in-season team, which is the Dregs and the Leftovers. Bakrar and Ilinic populate the defense and attack for this one. Otherwise, it's guys in NYC that couldn't make the first team for me. And yeah, that's kind of all the lineups I've got going out for this game week. We've got 10 of them locked and loaded. And in the last game week, I'm coming out with a tier 5 out of under 23, 3 rare essence to add on to the 296 rare essence I've already got sitting there. We've got our 5 limited essence coming our way, which at the moment we've got 6. So we can maybe get another bit of limited crafting going on if we have a good limited game week this week, which I'm not too sure we will. Oh, Chiravella's away to Greece. That's a nightmare. You have to go to settings and refresh players. Ah, do you? Sorry, Rico, man, sorry. Delrison played 60 last game. Great. Thanks very much for that. Pulskamp is aged out, as has Kosai Tani. Can you believe that we live in a day and age where Tani is not U23? Zaha is on a yellow card suspension. And do we think that Miami will collapse when Messi leaves? So I think what will happen, Miami will do the exact same thing that NYC has done. If you look at the way NYC is, it's not to the same nth degree that Miami is ran it on. But NYC were a bit more focused on David Villas and that sort of stuff to get the franchise up and running. Wanted to win some silverware with the really spending big on wonder kids like Talis Magno, Santi Rodriguez, and co. And now they're in this phase, NYC, of trying to be more organic, produce players out of nothing from the academy or from the good scouting networks they've got on their fingertips. And I think Miami will still court the big DP signings because that's kind of their brand at this point. But I think there will be that little consolidation period where they kind of move away. They let Suarez go. They let Messi go. Busquets and Alba, don't know how long they're going to be there for. I think Alba actually just signed an extension, so he'll be there for a fair bit. And then there'll be a bit more of a focus on signing 20-year-olds from Brazil and Argentina and that sort of thing and trying to sell them for money. There'll be a stage where they want to wake up to making money rather than spending money. And I think that will be, not saying they've not made money out of the Messi things. They probably have made some money at some point, I suppose. But I think there'll be a short-term collapse. It might not be in the immediate aftermath of the departure because there might be some stardust still around the training ground and whatever for Messi being there and Suarez and whatever. But I think they will hit this kind of lull of the post-Messi era where they are readjusting and trying to sign young up-and-coming wonder kids versus the superstars coming out of Europe that are after the Miami experience. Maybe wait for the Essence update. Yeah, so we're probably going to get that today. But we're limited Essence it's up to you guys. It's for the members of the channel. So if you want us to hold on to it, we can. Mickey Baston, good to see you as well, my man. We are 15 minutes to the deadline. We've went through all the predicted teams. And I think this was the last game week of Tani in under 23. We won something. It was. We finished 33rd. We got back promoted to D1. And the team did all right. Inamura did all right considering he conceded 4 goals in this game. Victor Roque has just been a bit of a 35 or a 60 merchant, so that's to be expected. But Paulinho, captain with a goal. Caicedo, despite the 4-hour delay, got to be decisive himself as well. And I was actually right on the brink here. Where does it stop being... I actually wanted the Essence. We dropped out of the top 36 or whatever. Yeah, we dropped out. We were 37th, and I was like, oh, good. I'm actually kind of happy to be 37th rather than 35th or whatever it was. Some sort of Opta adjustment has obviously happened, and it's moved me to 33rd. We're getting a card, which is fine. I'll have a bit of fun opening it, I guess. But I think the Essence would be better for me rather than a tier 5 under 23. I just think it would be fun to do a stream when it changes using the Essence. Oh, yeah, fair. Yeah. That's a good idea. Rico, man, that's a good idea. So yeah, locked and loaded and ready to go. We're 13 minutes to the deadline. There's a bunch of these here. We need a few more like buttons to get smashed, guys, or you know what's going to happen. We're going to pick the wrong captain. Our goalkeeper will concede on the 89th minute. We're just going to get DNPs. And if we do win tier 5s and 4s and 3s, you know they're going to be crap unless you smash that like button. In case you're not aware, you might be new around here. Sorare own and control the internet. They love the content here on the channel. They love the content on Harry's channel as well. And they want to see you supporting the Deadline Show by smashing that like button. If they see you're in here and you don't smash that like button, they don't take too kindly to it. You will get a DNP. You will lose your clean sheet on the 61st minute or the 89th minute. Whatever you find more painful, that's what they'll do for you. And of course, they're going to make sure you pick their own captain. Do yourself a favor, help the channel, and hit the like button. Also lost 2 rares in Miko Sadlek. Sadlek has went to the Czech Republic. Wow. Slavia or Sparta? Can't believe that, by the way. I'm currently on 172 limited essence. Yeah, I think you'll be happy. Playing Musiala on that 60%. Live by the sword, die by the sword. I think Musiala starts because he's too big to not start. Or maybe, do they start Muller and then bring Musiala on for freshness later? I'm not sure. I think he'll start personally. I think Vincent Kompany will not play that game. You can't really play with fire when it comes to PSG. I think he'll play. Slavia. Slavia have been doing some good signings. Are they Champions League this year? Really good towards the end of last season. Yeah. In Holland or Slavia? Not a great move SO5 wise. We've had Greg Taylor go to PAOK in Greece. So yeah, there's a few blue X and red X moves happening this window, which we don't like to see, do we? But yeah, we've had some good content for Sorare out over the last week or so. We've gave away a bunch of member cards. We've still got a few of them to be accepted. I might actually need to redo them. We've got Christopher Nkunku, we've got Tyler Hall, we've got Florian Wustinger, and we've got this guy who I can't read kanji or whatever they call the Korean language. So don't know what his name is. But we've got 4 guys still to give away. Offers are out. So if you've won them, check your. Can I actually just show you who's won them? Offers sent. Open. None? Okay, well, I'll maybe need to redo them then when we finish the show today. But I've been having some buzz, guys, around building my rares back up. Or not back up, I didn't really downsize them or anything, but I've had a lot of fun getting classics in over the last month or two. Yeah, the last month, certainly. Yeah, I'd say the last month is probably the better way of putting it. Just to reinforce, round off those edges, and just, I just can't wait for the new European season. And yeah, I've had a lot of fun with it. Slavia is Champions League, yeah. Do they have a qualifier? But I suspect Czech Republic doesn't feel like a division that has a high enough coefficient to go straight in. So maybe, but even at that, if they lose their qualifier, they probably go straight into Europa League under the current structure. So at least it'll be a blue X, if nothing else. But yeah, guys, get smashing the like button. We're 10 minutes to the deadline. Let me know if you've been up to anything in the marketplace as well. I know if a bunch of you guys have picked up that Iloski for like ATP or whatever, but anything else you've been up to, transfer stuff or gallery preparation, collection, completion, anything like that, let me know. I've brought back Jesus Medina. He's the only big head card that I own. And we're glad to have him back. Funky Cold Medina. And the reason we've got that, there's not a lot of room here. I'm not even sure I can turn around, but we'll give it a shot. But yeah, there we go. I had to bring him back in. I can't even see the camera, but I think you can see that. Yeah, you can see it. I'm in the wee bubble, but I should have done that. Should have done it on a big screen like this. But yeah, I can't have the guy on the back of my top and not have one of his cards, you know. So we brought him back in. They are higher than Scotland. Really? How? How are the Czech Republic above Scotland in coefficients? That makes no sense to me at all. I've been looking at forwards. Had Darwin, but I'm now kind of unsure if he's leaving. I don't. Yeah, I know that's a bit of a morbid thing. I get you there. I get the kind of. I feel you, XT, right where you're coming from. I don't think that'll change anything, to be honest with you. I think they'll still kind of charge on as they were going to anyway. Maybe it's like Gakpo that stays now, or Luis Diaz. I don't think they're going to hold fire on Darwin. I think they'll just let him go anyway. Yeah, I think like rare classics are priced so sweetly that if you've got an existing collection of a club, of a region, or whatever. Oh, there we go. Oh, thanks very much, John. Thank you very much, mate. Darwin has buzzed his hair. Looks ready to score 20 in Serie A. I kind of wanted Darwin in my club. Darwin Super Rare was one of my big money purchases back in the day. And I know he's been a bit of a Premier League flop, but I like Darwin a lot. This Benfica card I love the strip. There was this Super Rare I had, but I would kind of need one that fits a Liverpool collection, which would be this one because I've got a Ben Doak special edition. So yeah, I'm not in a rush or anything like that, but I would like to have him in as another bit of firepower. Happy to have Eredivisie as a season comp. Think that will be the competition I will be playing because I am Dutch. Tim Tweep, love that. I think this development that we'll get more details on in just over 2 hours from now, or maybe, I don't know, the let's go and check Twitter. So they said, Brendan said, we have to play him in centre mid. So the after party's at my place. We all know that, of course. But today's the day. Community update. Prize pool is coming this afternoon, right after the announcement. They'll be going on live 4 p.m. UK time. So does that mean that we get the announcement at 4 and then these shows start straight away? What I think might happen is we'll get to the deadline. Do we maybe hang on to get a wee first glance at it? I think it might come out when the deadline switches over to give everyone a wee bit of time to read it, to give Laird and Fork a bit of time to read it before they do this thing half an hour later, probably, or whatever. So I know they're saying, yeah, see you shortly. Yeah. Right after. Will it be drop the announcement, do the thing? I don't think that's too fair on Laird unless he gets a head shot at it or a head start on it. But yeah, so interesting to see when it actually comes out. Because the only thing that they've detailed time-wise is is when the shows are to discuss it. 1:45, you reckon? Sean's on my train of thought as well. Also, Sorare getting back together with Baena. Oh, I didn't even think of that, by the way. That is lovely correlation, XDI, or lovely. Oh, that is a great insight, great point of view, by the way. Yeah. I think we're all kind of in the same. Yeah. They have to give us time because they want the live chat to be giving them questions and stuff like that. And how can we do that? How can we watch the show if we're actually reading the thing when it comes on? You know, so yeah, it will come out a little bit in advance. Will it come out on the deadline or will it come out as I end the stream? Probably, as they love to do, don't they? This happens so many times, you know. But yeah, absolute buzz. One thing I do need to play at this moment, guys, is the channel is sponsored, of course, by MFL Meta Football League. The season 7 pre-contract negotiations have opened now. MFL is a football manager open network experience game where everyone you play against is another manager. A lot of them play Sorare, not all of them, of course. But season 7 is right around the corner, essentially. They do a great job sponsoring the channel. They're a fantastic partner to work with. I've had a lot of fun playing MFL for the last 7 or 8 months, whatever it's been. I know everything's just kind of hyped up over the last 3 months or whatever. But I've had a lot of fun with the game. It's only getting better season upon season, and I know a lot of you guys are having a lot of fun with it as well. So I'm just going to play the little pre-recorded advert for that. And thanks to everyone that supports the channel. Thanks to everyone that does click on the referral links that I've got for Sorare and MFL. It goes a massive way to supporting me and the channel. And, also they sponsor the deadline show as well, so it helps me and Harry Trades. So thank you very much. MFL Meta Football League is a football management game that takes this genre to the next level. This is an open network online experience where every club, every opponent you play against is managed and operated by another player, by another person. It's your tactics, it's your wit, it's your squad against your opponents. MFL seasons normally run for around 6 weeks, so this isn't a game that comes out every new football season that you need to go and buy a new copy of. So there's never a bad time to open your account and get your club up and running. The only thing you need to buy or to pay for to get up and running to play MFL is your club. You can buy a club pack from MFL directly and it will randomly generate where your club is located, what city and in what country. One of the ways MFL takes this game to the next level is every player you own, you are actually their agent. So any players that you own that you're not going to use in your own squad, you can list on the market for loan, where they can go into another squad, and in return you'll get a percentage, you'll get a cut of any of the prize money that those players help those clubs to win. Sign up by using the link that's in the description of this video or in the pinned comment. You'll directly support me and all the content here at the channel, but by doing so you guarantee yourself the best sign up bonuses available. There we go. So thanks for letting me squeeze that in, guys. And yeah, it's full on negotiation mode if you're doing any MFL stuff at the moment. And the community team for the members on the channel, we're doing quite well. I think I've done very well on progression for some players, and we need to finish a little bit higher on the table. So maybe have some more MFL content, maybe tomorrow, or probably not later today. We probably won't have time to get that squeezed in. Any watch alongs or anything, but we'll probably do it tomorrow. And I'm actually going to my first Celtic game of the season tomorrow. I'm going to the first pre-season game against Queen's Park. Hopefully see the boy Osmond, maybe some of the youth players, maybe get an incline and into it. Maybe we'll see Tierney. Oh, by the way. Yes, that's tomorrow at 7:45. There'll be a video on Satara here thereafter. So busy couple of days coming into the weekend. And yeah, 1 minute to the deadline, everyone. And I think that's kind of where we want to take the show, is up to the deadline. I'm tempted to hang on to see if we get a first glimpse, a first look at the... no, mate. So, like, see, traveling now is just not really on the cards for me. Like, it's the cost of travel is, it's just not really in my budget at the moment. I'm tempted to hang on to see what we get, a bit of an early peek into the announcement, but also, I've got this sneaky feeling that it won't come out bang on the deadline, and it'll be this awkward time of us just sitting here in lieu waiting for it to happen. And we're going to be live anyway to chat about it once it comes out. So we're not really going to miss out on much. I'll see you at 5:15 UK time. I expect Laird's show will be on for about an hour. Maybe it spills over a little bit. Give me a wee bit of time to collect my thoughts. Maybe make a little agenda sheet or something before we jump on afterwards. So I've scheduled it for 5:15 just to give us a wee bit of grace time to make sure that we can hear everything that they're saying and give us plenty of time to talk about it. I'm sure the Telegram group with all the members will be absolutely popping and flying as well as the announcement comes out, as well as we hear from Momo on the stream with Laird later today as well. We are officially in the deadline, guys. We are locked and loaded. Teams are in 28 seconds ago. Had the wee refresh button. And yeah, we've got rewards in 3 hours as well. Oh. No, it's nothing really that exciting. Maybe we'll finish my show tonight with a wee card opening since we've got one. Let's see how it goes. This is the live game week. And this is what me and Harry were talking about. Can he go that, so they're holding something back. Do you think the rest of the SO5 arena will open up as the announcement comes? Oh, interesting. Interesting indeed, Rico, man. But I'll be watching it because I'll need to cover it for Celtsar here. I'll definitely be watching it. No, next week. What does that mean, Joe? Ready to receive my 500 XP for 5 weeks in a row. Yeah, the XP payout is a bit of a, isn't it? Like, but honestly, like, you do need to get that XP in. I'm starting to hoard my XP now. I've spent a bunch of it as I've been getting it on in-season MLS, but I'm kind of at that point now where when I look at my cards, this is maybe a wee half-fun tactic strategy thing to talk about for a wee minute, just before I love yous and leave yous. But when I go to the level up stuff now, there's not that, especially when I look at in-season, there's not that many of them that I'm like, oh yeah, let's get him powered up. And even the ones that could still be powered up, it's like they take a bit too much. So I'm just in the zone now, and I don't really want to spend massive amounts on it on like legacy classic cards I've got here. So I'm in the mode now. I'm in the mind frame of keep as much of it as I can now for the new European season. Just any cards I get, we can just, because the first level, it's a 24-hour cooldown. The second level is a 7-day cooldown. So like it's about getting your guys to maybe like level 3. So I think the next cooldown then after is a 2-week cooldown. If memory serves me right. Yeah, like 18 hours. No, it's not too far away. I can't remember when the last one I've done. Oh, maybe limited. So I've been doing the goalkeepers all the time because nobody cares about that. But 7 days, 18 days. Yeah, maybe they've all kind of timed in now, but it gets longer every time. So I want to have as much as I can, as quickly as I can. Probably the punchline to that. So one thing for you is to maybe do a wee bit of housekeeping around, what cards should I be leveling up? Could I level up? What ones are a waste of time? Should I maybe hold on to this? How much XP am I earning game week to game week? Am I nailing? I don't know about you guys as well, but every day without fail, my routine has been built to select my 3 goal scorers, my 3 decisive makers every morning. Sometimes I miss them, guys, depending on kickoff times and whatever. But I've really got into the habit of doing this every day. So I quite enjoy it. It's good for engagement. Wow, Andreas. Now, Luan Trader, you do have a sizable gallery and whatnot as well. So I can get 5 to 6 full in-season teams to level 3. That's the strategy we're talking about here. And Luan Trader, as always, 2 steps ahead. Love it, mate. Great contribution. It has been fun, hasn't it? I quite like it. And you know, the main thing they need to change on it is see when I wake up in the morning and then I get this little notification. I want to be able to click on that and it shows me who I picked and what they done. Because I don't always remember. Now, in the last couple of days, I've not had many guys. Oh, Game Week 93 is open, but there's nothing in it. Do you think we're going to get something else in it? Who do we have actually playing? Yeah, so I want to have a, like, this is the guys that done it. We screen, you know, like boom, 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 X amount of XP or brr, 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 no XP, you know, like a little fun graphic thing just to remind you who you selected and tell you what they actually did. Because just this, pick again next time, your daily picker didn't land, glimmer of genius, you got one, or what's the other more favorable one? Mission accomplished, oh, you done it all, blah, blah, blah. Let's get a wee graphic to go alongside it. No goalkeeper this game week, no defender, no mid, no forward. What games are actually available? Yeah, I've got a feeling this is still kind of on ice, as it were. Last little check of the Sorare Twitter page, in case we can catch a wee head start on what the rest of this afternoon is going to bring for us. But yeah, I'm going to end the show now, guys. So you know the announcement is going to come out in the next 5 minutes. I'll see you in just over 2 hours from now. I'll probably see you in the live chat at Laird's in about an hour. In any case, if you haven't done so already, please smash the like button. It goes a long way to supporting the channel. Hit subscribe if you've not done so already. Good luck this game week. Fingers crossed the announcement is all to your liking and it gets us all excited. Hold on. I was just on. That doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Have a good one, guys. I'll see you soon.